like a new day in Ontario. Hey everyone, my name is Marit Stiles and I'm running to be your Premier. It is time for new people and for new ideas. And boy, is it so time for a change in Ontario. Earlier today, Doug Ford called a snap election nearly 2 years early. He says it's because he wants us to hire him to be our negotiator with Trump. Doug Ford, our negotiator, is he kidding? I mean, just look at Doug Ford's track record. Over and over, he makes bad deals for Ontarians. I mean, just one example, right? Ontario Place. Doug Ford got taken to the cleaners by a foreign corporation, and thanks to Doug Ford's negotiating skills, you, me, my family, and each and every household in Ontario are going to massively subsidize a mega spa on the Toronto waterfront for 99 years. $2.2 billion in a luxury giveaway. And I gotta tell you, whether you live in Windsor or Timmins or Thunder Bay or Ottawa, he is taking $400 from each of you to build his spa in downtown Toronto. On this and on so much else, time and time again, Doug Ford has shown he can't negotiate his way out of a paper bag. Is he the guy for the job? No. Doug Ford standing up to Trump? No. Yeah, I say hell no. Today, hell no. Today, Doug Ford, he quit his job as Premier. So I'm here to apply for that job. Something. I have bargained and negotiated with multinational American corporations, protecting jobs, supporting Canadian industry, and also winning higher wages and benefits for workers. I am ready to lead that fight for every person in this province. So, another thing that you should know about me is this. What brought me to Ontario from Newfoundland, gosh, more than 30 years ago, was Ontario's promise. A promise of opportunity, good schools for our kids, a family doctor, an affordable life. But that's not today's Ontario. People are leaving our province. They are forced out of their communities that they grew up in. Young people are losing hope. I see it every day. Seniors in our province are ending up homeless. It is tough out there. But here's the thing. Doug Ford has done one favor for the people of Ontario. He has given us a chance to replace him with something better. Yeah. Me! This team! This year, your vote carries real power. You can vote to protect working families against the threat of tariffs. You can vote to hire more doctors. You can vote to build more homes. You can vote to fix our schools. You can vote to make life more affordable. I know that you don't buy what Doug Ford is selling, trying to convince you that he's something that he's not. After 7 years, long, difficult years for so many people, it's time to turn the page on Doug Ford. Right? 7 years of neglecting our schools and our hospitals. 7 years of failure, corruption, and bad deals on housing. Doug Ford does not deserve a third term. No. But you know what? You deserve a better government. Yeah. Give me your support, and you will get a government that will work for you. Alors, mes amis, après 7 ans, 7 longues, dures années pour plein de gens, il est temps de tourner la page sur Doug Ford. 7 ans négligeant nos écoles et nos hôpitaux. 7 ans d'échecs, de corruption et de mauvaises affaires avec le logement. Doug Ford ne mérite pas un 3e mandat. Vous méritez un meilleur gouvernement. Alors, mes amis, donnez-moi votre support et vous recevrez un gouvernement qui se mettrait au travail pour vous. Now, just one moment here. I want to speak to some other folks out there. If you are someone who has voted Liberal in the past, I want to say a few words to you, and then I'm going to go back and talk about a few other things. But look, if there's one thing I can tell you about who I am as a leader, it's that I'm never going to put party stripe ahead of getting good things done for people here in the province of Ontario. Liberals in office did some things that I value, things like all-day kindergarten, good things that speak to values that I think we do share. But those are not the values of the current leader of the Ontario Liberal Party. Today's Liberal leader would be right at home as a cabinet minister in Doug Ford's government. Bonnie Crombie doesn't want to get rid of Doug Ford. Bonnie Crombie wants to be Doug Ford. And those aren't your values. Those aren't my values. And that's not the change that we need today. Look, there will probably always be an Ontario Liberal Party. But I think they're going to be in the repair shop for a few more years. And yeah, and that's because it is led by someone who doesn't share your values. So this time, in this election, I'm asking for your vote. Together, we can turn the page on Doug Ford, and we can work together to get some good things done for this province. Now, the last thing that I want to say to you all is this. What I'm hearing from so many of you as I travel this beautiful big province is that people are already struggling with the cost of, well, everything. And now there is a new threat to our daily lives, and it's coming in the form of Trump and his tariffs. And it's true, right? Trump is threatening Canada's economy, our sovereignty, our independence. So here's what I promise you if you elect me as your premier. First, if Trump goes through with it and tariffs hit you hard, we're going to take care of you and your family through a strong income protection program. But here's the thing, right? As a little girl growing up on our family farm in Newfoundland, I learned to never, ever back down from bullies. Right. So we're going to fight, just like we did when we fought Ford on the Greenbelt, right? We fought back and we won. I will support a strong, smart, tough tariff response that hits back hard. And third, as Premier of Ontario, I'll work with the federal government to find allies in the democratic world, inside and outside of Canada. We have a lot of friends out there. And the thing is, Trump is trying to pick us off one by one. So let's stand together, at home and overseas, right? Now, I'm going to have a lot more to say about that as this election campaign plays out. But I want to end with this. After 7 long years under Ford's Conservatives, life is harder for everyone. Doug Ford doesn't deserve a 3rd term. It's time for new leaders. It's time for new ideas. It's time for a premier who is on your side. It's time to choose a better Ontario. Make it happen with your vote. I'm asking for your support. Thank you beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Et miigwech et merci tout le monde. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you very much. Thanks everybody for being here with me today. I really appreciate it. And with that, I think I'm happy to take some questions. Okay.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Okay. Great. Thank you so much, everybody. Again, thank you so much for being here.
Hi. We're ready for you.
We're doing it Scrum style today.
All right. Nice. Hello. Good morning.
So Doug Ford is clearly leading this election on tariffs. What is your main focus going to be?
Well, look, if tariffs come, we will be ready, and I will fight them, and I will take a unified, strong approach with all the other premiers and with the federal government without question. You can expect me to fight back hard for every single job in every single sector. But look, this election, people are going to be looking at the last 7 years, and life in Ontario has become so unaffordable under this government and under Doug Ford. People can't even find a family doctor. How do we expect Doug Ford to take on tariffs and fight Donald Trump when he can't even get you a family doctor? So I am going to be ready to fight. I believe that it will be a threat to Ontario if we end up with these tariffs, but I think we need to come in with a strong, unified approach, and I don't think that Doug Ford's back-of-the-napkin ideas are necessarily the right way to go.
So is healthcare going to be the focus then? Or
yeah, so I think for us, we're going to be focused on making life better and electing a government that's on the side of Ontarians as we head to the polls. We're going to be focusing on hiring doctors, building homes, fixing schools, and making life more affordable for Ontarians. Life in Ontario after 7 years of Doug Ford has become completely unaffordable. People are leaving our province. Young people are leaving the communities they grew up in, and seniors are ending up homeless. So we will be putting forward a plan and a program to address all of that.
Could you talk a little bit more about the income protection if the tariffs hit? What format would that take? Is that basic income? What is that?
Well, the first thing I will say to you is this. We will put in place a program that will support people. If threats hit, we will make sure that workers in this province are ready to weather the storm. But I'm not giving up. I'm going to fight like hell for every single worker and every single job in this province first, because we need to push back hard. And I believe that the way to do that is with a unified approach, with all levels of government pushing back hard against Donald Trump. And as I said in my speech, that also means looking to our democratic allies around the world. We have friends outside of Ontario, outside of Canada and inside Canada, and we need to build those alliances because Donald Trump is going to try to pick us off one by one.
Marit, I just want to ask, why is it that you don't have a full slate of candidates just yet? Is the process too hard?
Well, I mean, this is a snap election. So, of course, what we're seeing ever since it became clear that Doug Ford was going to call the election is a flood of interest and excited candidates who are coming in from all across the province, and we're just getting through them as fast as we can so we can get them nominated. I am completely confident that we're going to have a candidate nominated in every riding, in every corner of this province, and we already do have, right? We're in a good position because we already have a incumbent caucus, MPPs that represent already and are elected in every region of this province.
So you're going to see a full slate by February 6th?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You were the fact that Ford and his cabinet are working on an economic response plan to the tariffs while the government is in caretaker mode for the election.
Yeah, I mean, look, Doug Ford, he quit his job as premier when he called this election. I'm running for his job. And I think that Ontarians know that if Doug Ford can't find them a family doctor, he can't protect them against this threat. They need a government that actually cares about people and is willing to make big decisions. You know, this is a government that has always made bad deals for Ontarians. We see it over and over again. Ontario Place, the beer store, right? Staples. He tried to carve up the Greenbelt to build housing. There's no housing being built. At the end of the day, like, this is a premier who's being investigated by the RCMP. We cannot trust him to run this province, and especially we cannot trust him to push back against Donald Trump.
You made an early election promise regarding the 401 and removing the 407 to ease congestion on the 401, and you say if elected on day one, you're going to eliminate tolls for truckers.
Yeah.
Is there a price tag on that? How much would that cost?
Well, look, I can tell you one thing. It's going to cost a whole lot less than this imaginary tunnel that Doug Ford wants to spend decades building under the 401. And the reason I'm focused on the 407 is this. We have a highway, right? The Ford government keeps talking about building this and building that, but they actually have a highway right now that belongs to the people of Ontario. It should never have been sold off. We can negotiate with the company. We can eliminate the tolls. I am absolutely confident of that. Doug Ford has said no every time we have come forward with a solid proposal on this. So in the first 100 days, I'm going to negotiate a deal to eliminate all the tolls on the 407 so that we can get people back home to their families faster and out of that bumper-to-bumper traffic and put some money back in their pockets. And I don't think we need to wait decades to do that.
So no ballpark, though, on what this
we've looked at different things, but the truth is, Doug Ford and his government, they keep all those contracts under wraps, right? He likes to hide things from the people in Ontario. We're going to make sure that we are able, and I know I'm a strong negotiator, we will negotiate a good deal for Ontarians.
No toll, but do you want to buy as well the 407? Is that the plan?
We're going to negotiate to eliminate the tolls on the 407, and we'll talk about how we're going to do that later. Yeah.
En français, peut-être j'ai une question en français avant qu'on conclue. Doug Ford dit, imaginez Bonnie Crombie ou Marit Stiles négocier avec Donald Trump. Qu'est-ce que vous pensez de ça, vous? Est-ce que vous croyez que vous seriez en mesure de négocier avec Donald Trump?
Absolument, je suis une négociatrice. Je suis une négociatrice forte. J'ai négocié beaucoup de contrats avec les grandes corporations américaines, multinationales, et je vais le faire encore pour les Ontariens et les Canadiens. Mais aussi, je pense que maintenant, les Ontariens sont prêts à tourner la page à Doug Ford.
Mais vous, votre réponse pour les tarifs, ça serait quoi?
Oui, alors je pense qu'on ne peut pas... je pense que les Ontariennes et Ontariens ont besoin d'un chef fort, un chef qui peut tourner la page sur Doug Ford et qui peut pousser contre M. Trump. Et je pense que moi, je suis le candidat le plus fort, le trop fort, la plus forte pour faire ça. Merci beaucoup.
You spent some time courting Liberals in your speech.
Yes.
As we've talked about, your first policy proposal was potentially buying a highway. You've shown out potentially the most left-wing MPP we have in the legislature from running for the nomination. Are you talking to the center here?
Look, I'm saying to Liberals, people who have voted Liberal in the past, my message to them is, look, we have to come together here to fight Doug Ford. I don't think that the Liberal leader who's running for the Liberals this time, Bonnie Crombie, I don't think she's a Liberal in the sense that we've seen Liberal governments in the past. I think she is running to be Doug Ford, not to replace Doug Ford. And I think that a lot of the values that we share are in common, are things I can bring forward. Look, I'm running to be the premier for the whole province. The NDP, my team, we have put forward solid proposals to make life better for Ontarians. And our priorities are very different from Doug Ford, right? We care about people. We want to hire doctors. This has been 7 years under Doug Ford of an unaffordable province, costs rising, housing costs going up, rent skyrocketing. People can't find a family doctor. I mean, this is the Ontario we live in today. I want to bring back opportunity and hope to Ontario, and I think I can do that for folks who have voted Liberal in the past. And I want them to come to us and consider voting for us this time, and voting for me, so that we can deliver a government that changes things here in Ontario.
On that note, are there specific Liberal ridings that you're looking to pick up in this election?
You know, we are very focused on defeating Doug Ford and the Conservatives in this election. I intend to flip blue ridings to orange. That's what we're focused on. Our first step is we hold on to those incumbents. We have an incredible caucus of MPPs that represent every region of the province. And what I'm excited about is that I'm standing here today with candidates who represent every region, but also so many different Ontarians. I have truck drivers, I have pharmacists, I have teachers, I have healthcare workers who are running under the NDP banner, and I'm so proud of that. We can step forward and form a strong government that actually is on the side of Ontarians.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, everybody. Yep.